All right. What's going on? Episode 4 of the Panda Cast. I'm James Black Panda, or James Winton, what have you. This is Jarrell. As you can see, McGab is not here this week, but that's okay. We got an interesting show for you. We're going to be talking about gaming, NFTs, also the Metaverse. So get your quests ready. Let's jump into the show.
Man, what's up? Mote,
All right.
Mote.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much.
Mote.
I'm glad to be here, man. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. All right, yeah. So just a elephant in the room. McGavin's not here this week. He has some work to take care of, but he'll definitely be back with us next week. The show must go on, and he understands that. He messaged us early. He was like, "Hey, yo, guys, just do the show without me." And I was like, "Cool." I was actually, what's funny? I was actually thinking about when got off work yesterday. I was talking to somebody who listens to the show, thought it and thinks it's pretty good. That I work with, and he was sitting outside. It's like blistering cold, like 28 degrees, and he's like waiting for someone to come out to be able to get a ride home.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and I was like, "Yeah, my friend's like, what are you gonna be doing tomorrow at 10 or whatever?" And he was like, nothing much. I'll probably get drunk tonight, so I'll just be like hungover in the morning, something like that." And I'm like, "Well, can you not do that? Like, would you want to be on the show?" And then he's like, "Oh, for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you got a headset, a webcam, a microphone?" And he's like, "No, I don't have any of that." And I'm like, "Well, fuck you. You're not going to be on the show then. You missed your chance." Shout out Mr. Lakeside on Twitch. Also, before we get into everything, go to Panda Media. Patreon.com/Panda Media. In the pinned comment shows you everywhere you could find the show. If you're wherever you're listening to it right now, be sure to leave nice reviews, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Any feedback is awesome. So thanks for the support, guys. Jarrell, what's up, man?
What's up, man? We're gonna be talking about the gaming NFTs, and what's crazy, Ubisoft
Mm-hmm.
is the first people that really started this, but they're getting a lot of hate on it. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I guess people hate on stuff they don't understand. But I think this is gonna be a huge thing
Yeah.
for gaming, and that's gonna go into what you're about to talk about too. But just imagine like playing a game,
Yeah.
accomplish something in the game, and then getting something in real life value for it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know that Xbox does this a little bit. And it's
Hmm.
on a minor scale, not with the NFTs, but like with getting something of value in the real world. Because if you get a certain achievement level, you get discounts in the Xbox store.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool to be
Yeah,
honest.
and they were talking about that with PlayStation, potentially doing that with the trophies, but all of the trophies aren't. No trophies created equal.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that there's certain games where you can get the platinum in 20 minutes, and there's certain games where it like Bloodborne or something like that, where it's like, or The Last of Us for some reason is like insanely hard to get. It's like a super duper
Mhm.
rare platinum trophy, but it's kind of like that. But for those who don't know, what's an NFT?
NFT is like a rare non-fungible token. I forgot how to usually say the correct word for it, but basically it's like an online collectible.
Non-fungible token.
Yeah, yeah, basically it's like an online like collectible, and it's through the blockchain, so it's protected and stuff like that. So just imagine like back in the day trading like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but it's more advanced and have it online. And it's not just about having it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this is a picture. There's plenty more that you can do with it. Like they can send you stuff for just holding it. It's like a just collectible, and you can use it, and you can basically show it
Right.
off. So what
Yeah.
Ubisoft was
With
talking
that,
about, they have their own. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. What's up?
Oh yeah, with Ubisoft, their first game they're doing it with is like Ghost Recon, but it's only for the PC. And say like there's something in the store, it's like a weapon or a helmet or something like that. And right now, I guess they're using real money, but I'm pretty sure down along the line that you can play the game, earn something, have that NFT, and then sell it like when it's out of stock or something like that. So say if they was like, oh, the first 100 people to beat this game or get to this level, they'll give them like a certain collectible. After it's over with, it's gone, and people can be like, oh, I want that collectible. So later on down the line, they can go out and buy it from that person that got that collectible. You see what I'm saying?
Oh shit, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to the Rocket League items, where it's like
Oh, really?
you would buy the you would buy the tickets to open up the packs, and then you would get items,
Mhm.
and then there was like an entire website like RLC, what is it, Rocket League, RLS, something like that, Rocket League store, where it's like you would go and you would message people and then link up to do trades. So it's like, oh, I got this
Oh, that's
item, I
awesome.
want this item, and then all trades are final. Yeah, so it was really cool. Like people had video series where they were like, I'm gonna take a Halo topper, which is like nothing, and then I'm gonna trade it all the way up to a white octane, which is like really expensive, like 1,000 keys, and one key you can get
Mm,
5 keys for like $4 or $5. So it's like people are spending like money on Rocket League,
yeah, money.
and they basically got rid of it because they were considering it as gambling.
Wow.
So it's like something different now. You get like yeah, they got rid of crates to get like random items and trades. Now it's like a
Yeah.
roll a die or whatever. So it's like you can see what you get, but it could be like a little mystery item type thing. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how they do it now, but that's pretty interesting. Are you familiar with the blockchain and like what that is,
I just
like
know of
the
like a security. Like,
mechanics behind it? Because yeah,
from what I hear, just basically like a security. Like everything that you do is on the blockchain. No matter if you click accept, if you sell, even if you look at something, like it's everything is recorded on the blockchain. So that makes sure it's like your proof of ownership in every single way. It's kind of like when you use a credit card and they be like, "Oh, you use it at this gas station or something like this." They just make sure that they keep
right.
tabs on everything, so nobody can lie and say hack it and do something stupid. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
pretty much what it is.
Because I know there's isn't there multiple blockchains?
Yeah.
Because there's like an
Like
Ethereum
the Wax
network and
blockchain,
then something else.
Ethereum, Chronos, which is Tectonic. I think that's a new crypto. I just hopped on Tectonic. BBS Finance, stuff like that. It's like different ones, and I guess certain ones have like different energy consumption. So I don't know which one is better, which one is not better, but each one has its own
Man,
utilities and it's different.
man, I can tell you this: Ethereum network got to be like super consuming energy because the gas fees are insane, dude. I tried to
Dude,
buy a hundred
it's,
dollars worth of Safe Moon, and I spent like
yeah,
$150 of Ethereum just to transfer it. I'm like, fuck, dude. I could have had $250 of
Ethereum is
SMI.
expensive. Yeah, dude. I tried to buy a freaking NFT the other day that was 25, and it was I think it's called like Ghetto Granny NFTs, and it was so cheap. It's funny that's the name of it, and it was twenty
Ghetto
five dollars,
grannies.
but the gas fee would have been like $150. So that
So you spent
25 to
175.
150, yeah, 175
Yeah.
for a $25 NFT.
God damn.
That's
But hey, I
so
mean,
I
if
didn't
it
do it.
blows up, I mean, if it
Yeah,
if it blows up, I mean, that is pretty dope. But as far as like the gaming NFTs, that is pretty interesting because I've never thought of it like that. Because you think like, okay,
mm,
in-game items like digital items are just like limitless. Like you can make a million billion
yeah,
of them, and every single person on the planet could have the same gun or same little hat that they've unlocked in the game. But it is kind of like seasonal. You know how like games will have like the season pass, where not like season pass, but like they'll have like season like Fortnite. Like, oh, it's the Marvel season. On Knockout City, it's like, oh, it's the movie
yes,
season, things like that.
yeah,
Then you could go back and buy those packs from them using your in-game currency.
yeah,
That's like not really valuable. Uh, if games start implementing that with all of their customizable items,
yeah.
where it's like, oh yeah, this is a like once it's over, it's over.
Hmm.
And if you want to buy more, this is the market value, and it costs point 0.1 or 0.0002 Ethereum.
Yeah. That
And dude, companies could be
that's awesome.
people who aren't in crypto are going to be fucked.
And what's crazy about that, like you said, they can put their own currency out there. And usually, when you have an
Yeah,
NFT anywhere, like if they supply it, every transaction they'll get money for it anyway because they was the
yeah,
originator. They the one that put it out there. So companies can make money off of other people selling it anyway. So that'll be great.
hmm yeah. And I kind of like I've always thought about that. Me and Tatiana are thinking about that too, like potentially putting
Yeah.
money towards creating an NFT. like a group of NFT, like 1,000, like the broke grandma or whatever it is, what ghetto granny, and then there's
Bro,
what is it like broke grandma? I should make a fucking
it's like since
another
it's
one.
ghetto,
Yeah, broke grandma. I don't know. I don't. I fucking thought you said broke grandma. Um,
like,
and then and then I know there's like damn, there's one. It's like chill monkey or something like that, or chill chimp.
yeah,
So, wherever it's
yeah,
like those are like really expensive or something like that. And there's
expensive,
like a bunch of
super
pixelated
expensive.
ones, things like that. But nah, it is pretty interesting. It is pretty interesting. I don't really know. Like again, I don't know even where to buy NFTs, how to make them, what they do, what they're for, how to make them unique. But I saw TikTok videos of people saying, "Yeah, I did this code, and it prevents people from being able to screenshot the NFT because if they screenshot it, it just screenshots a black screen." And I'm like, "Damn, that's dope."
Yeah, that's awesome. But I told you, like,
It's kind,
it's just more than a picture. It's like what you can
yeah,
actually do with it. Because I
yeah,
think sometimes they like if you hold it, people can do like charity. They can be like, oh, they can give airdrops. They can even say, oh, shoot, since you own this NFT, we can give you some crypto. We can give you some. Like
yeah.
AMC gave me those two free ones, with the
Hmm.
Spider-Man one and one that says I own AMC. AMC said with the one that says I own AMC, they'll airdrop certain things, whether it be probably a free movie, some popcorn, or anything they really want to do, they can do it. So
Yeah, and they can basically send it to the owner of this NFT.
yeah,
It's
which
so it's
makes it
kind of like
valuable.
a yeah, it's kind of like a VIP pass, like a
Yes,
valuable
exactly.
like okay. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting because if I know Gary V, right? Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, so he's like
Nah.
a big multimedia marketing guy. Gary V, he owns VaynerMedia, things like that. He's talking about NFTs, and he's talking about creating his own NFTs. And when he sells them, if you're an NFT owner, then you can actually, you'll actually be the only ones available or allowed to come into exclusive events, things like that. So
Yeah,
it could very much turn out like that, where it's like, okay, you don't have this NFT, so you're out of the club. Um, and that is pretty fucking dope. And honestly, if there's gaming NFTs, oh, like people are gonna have
yeah,
channels dedicated to, oh, I'm gonna get the NFT. I'm gonna get the NFT for this game. Like if you're the
yeah,
first, like you said, if it's 100 people or 1,000 people to beat the game, you get the
yeah,
first 1,000 NFT. Like you get like a NFT number 706. Dude, that's what it is. Okay, I
yeah,
just clicked in my fucking mind.
yeah,
With the
yeah,
PlayStation 4, when they did the 20th anniversary, on the box they
yeah.
wrote, because I think they did 20,000 of them because it was the 20-year anniversary. Um, they wrote on the box, and there's like a little plate on the back that says 2,000 of 20,000.
Yeah.
2K of 20K and 1,900 of 20K or something like that. And if you have like the lower number you have, the more
Yeah.
valuable it is. And damn, that makes me think of this other TikTok video I saw where in Dubai, they certain neighborhoods and things like that. I think it was in Dubai. Certain neighborhoods are blocked off if your license plate has more than 3 digits.
What the heck?
So people
That's
buy
interesting.
license plate numbers, and the lower the number, the more
Hmm.
expensive it is. And this guy had like 4 or 5 Rolls Royces, like really expensive cars, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, that one over there's a 55, that one's a 47. Like those are the license plate numbers he has." He's like, "Yeah, I spent probably like $100,000 on that license plate. I spent this much on that license plate." And he goes,
Dang.
"But the one I'm most proud of is this one right here." And it was a number 7. Like he had a one
Yeah.
digit license plate, and he was like, any idea how much a Rolls Royce is? He's like, yeah, the license plate costs more than the car,
Yeah.
and it's like a
I was about to
flex.
say.
Like, yeah, I got a
That's
fucking
crazy.
one digit. I got a one digit number, and he goes, the only reason I won't have a lower number is because the king has 1 through 6 or whatever. So he has like the very like he's the second like the only person that can have the very next number. Like
Yeah.
the king's 6 cars, he has 1 through 6 on his or whatever. But then he's got 7, so he's like, yeah, I got the lowest, bitch. I got the lowest. Like 1 digit license plate number, bitch. I'm in your fucking like. You got 99. Ah.
Exactly, and that's what an NFT is, man. So it's like when you get it, they have a number on it, they
Yeah.
mark it. So in game, you could be like, oh shoot, I was the seventh person to beat this game. I was the eighth person to get this
Yeah.
trophy. Like you saw the other day when you was talking about like a trophy on Knockout City that was like 0 point something percent. Like just
Super
convert that
rare. Yeah.
into yeah, just convert that into like an NFT where only people that got the NFT, and then they can show it off and be like, oh, that's me, you know. So I think that's awesome.
So wow, that is fucking awesome because then it takes
Yeah.
basic, just frivolous achievements and turns them into like a real world accomplishment. It's like adding even more value that you would receive as a person in the game.
hmm Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope because they have that all the time where it's like prestige levels in Call of Duty. Oh,
Yes.
you're prestige level 10. You get an NFT.
That would be awesome. That's what
Boom.
I'm saying. It's a future. It started like this. People like, oh, I don't know about it. But when they take it off in advance, and gaming and everything is going to be bigger because people are already making money from games
Yeah.
anyway, from streaming and doing stuff like this, from sponsorships. Just imagine yours. It actually takes skill to get money in the game. To be like, oh shoot, people that speed running and stuff like that. If they was like, oh, complete this game in
Yeah.
like 2 hours or 1 hour, those speed runners are gonna go nuts. You know.
Oh yeah, cuz and then they'll actually get rewarded for the thing that they're good at.
Yeah,
Because let's say you're the person who plays Call of Duty the most and you can prestige level 50 in a year.
yeah,
You know, like go through the rank like if they even do prestiges still, I don't even fucking know. Um but like yeah, for the younger kids out there who don't know what prestige level is, I don't even know if they do that. I got to get my prestige up. Like there's a
yeah,
teacher I had who used to say that. But basically the people who play Call of Duty the most or have the most time to do that will have boom level 50 prestige level on Vanguard, and then people who are really good at speedrunning games will have their own NFTs that would like equal like because not everybody's going to be able to do that like speed run the game in
yeah,
2 hours, you know, or beat the game on the hardest difficulty without dying. Um, they can make it like really ridiculous, or they can have a little more common ones. But that is
yeah,
sick. I never even heard of
yeah.
this.
That's awesome. That made me think about like playing Crash Bandicoot with the time trial. Like you get through the time trial and say it's like connected to the internet, and they like, oh shoot, you're the number one person on the time trial. And then like
Yeah,
they'll have like the video, like because NFT is not just about pictures. They can have animated, they can have video. There's videos of like LeBron James first dunk, LeBron James first 3 pointer. So in that video of you completing like the fastest time, that could be its own NFT. So I think that's awesome, man.
so pretty much anything could be an NFT. Like me going like that could be
Yes.
an NFT.
But no, I mean it can if that's what you put out there. But I'm saying like
Yeah,
in this situation in gaming, if you was the one that go to the quickest, they would have like the whole video recorded, and then it would have your name on it and proof like, oh shoot, I'm the number one person that did this, and people will probably be like, oh shoot, I can buy it, or you can just show it off. You know what I'm
yeah. Damn, we need to get this money, man.
saying?
We need to get this
I
money
think it's
because
awesome.
like
I think it's awesome,
yeah,
man.
cause I remember Tom Bilyeu talking to Quentin Tarantino about Pulp Fiction, and he goes, "You could literally take every single frame of that movie and make it an NFT, and then the picture of John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson holding the guns at the dude, and it's just like them in the suits. It's like that NFT would be millions of dollars, like that."
Yeah,
And I'm like, "Damn, can you imagine if you had that fucking NFT?
exactly. And
It would
then
be
the
worth
more
so
years
much."
that goes on, the more it'll be worth.
Yeah, because I mean, if that frame is on, or if that image is on frame for like 2 seconds, and it's 24 frames a second, that means there's only 48 images that could be NFT'd. So there's only
Yeah.
48 in the world. And imagine if you're like the first frame of the 48 collection, or the 48th frame, you know, or the one
Yeah.
right in the middle, like the 22nd frame or 24th frame of that. Damn,
That's why I was happy. Like
and that
that's why
just
I'm
makes it
glad
even
AMC
more and more rare.
started the movie stuff because it's like, oh shoot, I went to this movie
Yeah.
And like you said, it was the first 50,000 people that bought the tickets got it and then watched it, and they was like, "Oh shoot, I was a part of history since I was the first 50,000." And they gave you something for it because they know people love like Spider-Man. They know they love Marvel. They know they want something to remember about because it was a huge accomplishment. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah,
And oh my God, can you imagine if they did that for the entire cinematic universe, all the way from Iron Man 1 to now, or Incredible Hulk to now,
yeah,
or
yeah,
fucking spoiler 2001 specific movie trilogy to now?
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm talking about.
yeah,
And you had the NFT for being the first 50,000 on every movie, and you had an entire like 22 NFT collection from every movie. You have an NFT. That
yeah.
collection,
Yes, yeah.
they did that at Sony Experience, like the what is it?
Oh,
What PlayStation? The PlayStation Experience. When they did it the first year, they had 52 booths, I believe, and every booth there was a playing card with like, okay, so this booth has the Ace of Diamonds. This one has like the Queen of Hearts, things like that. And if you
yeah.
went around and visited every booth, you would get a playing card, and it made a complete deck once you
Mm.
finished it. But you not everybody got a complete deck. So if you have a
See,
complete
so
deck from the
yeah,
first PlayStation experience, that's like a super rare thing, and I bet it's like expensive as shit. And if you were to try to buy that, that's pretty fucking interesting.
yeah. This is like the future. That's why I was so excited because I remember me and you, especially with you in Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 3, you was like, "Dude, I'm about to get platinum. I'm about to get platinum," and you was just like going crazy, collecting all it, like going back and getting all the treasures and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
And then like just imagine like you having that like memory and having it online on a blockchain and be like, I was one of the first people to do that, and then you can sell it. You can do whatever you want with it, or some Naughty Dog or whoever
yeah,
can be
like oh
like,
yeah,
oh, since you was one of the first ones, let me give you something for it. Oh, I can have you play the next Uncharted, free beta access or something like that.
yeah, like or like 50% off your fucking Uncharted 5
Yeah,
purchase or whatever, you know. But for completing that or for doing that, and that's gonna make people get like insane. Like I got the like the Rocket League platinum.
yeah.
I did that in 5 days. I was definitely like, and I got it right after it dropped on PlayStation Plus. So
Mm.
I got it when it dropped on
So
PlayStation Plus, and I
yeah,
platinumed it in 5 days. Like I could have been like one of the top people to do it.
and if they would have had something then, how they trying to do now, you would have probably
Yeah,
been rewarded for it, or like exclusive card in game, or even out game, or something that you can have
yeah,
valuable in real life. That would be sick.
yeah. Because they were in my like I mentioned a minute ago, the tradables like the collectibles and stuff like that in game. Like there's one called it's like a gold nugget. And it's like an antenna, and it's just like a gold nugget on top of your antenna, so it wobbles around when you're driving your little RC car. But like that one, I think the gold nugget's something crazy expensive as far as like 2,500 keys, something like that. And each key is, like I
Dang.
said, worth about $1. Um, and then there's like a gold hat, like a I forgot what it is, but it's like a flat billed hat, and it's all gold. And that one's really expensive too, just like the white octane, which is like really expensive, like 5,000 keys or 3,000 keys or something like that. Or at least it was when I was looking at it. But it's kind of something similar to that, where it's a rare item. Like
Yeah.
there's only so many, and I think that's what people need to will help wrap their minds around it,
Hmm.
because that just kind of helped wrap my mind around it. Just us talking with the different examples of like collectibles that are rare, like. The reason why Jay Leno buys this car is because there's only 20,000 of them. There's
Yeah.
only 100,000 of them, and it makes it valuable. And if people can realize that it's like that, only you get perks. Like, what if this is a Mercedes that's only 50,000 in the world? If Mercedes reached out to you as as one of the owners and gave you rewards or kickbacks and things like that, I do know it's either Ferrari or Lamborghini. I'm not sure. You're not even allowed to buy the newest car without
Yeah.
owning another Lamborghini or something like. I can't
I've heard
remember
something
which
like that.
company it is, but it's like Yeah, but you have to own own one of them. You got to fucking second hand get one used somehow to be able to
Yeah.
buy one of their new ones. They won't let you buy it. They'll be like, "Do you have how many Lamborghini?" They'll be like, "How many Lambos do you have?" Only one. You're not allowed.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about,
You
but yeah,
know?
I heard about that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like similar like that. Like, oh, you don't even have access to this NFT exclusive collection because you're not owning one of my previous NFTs.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. This shit is huge, guys. I don't know if y'all can see how like we just now seen it, but just imagine you playing games and you getting a whole bunch of benefits from it. You getting money, you get NFTs, you get bragging like your bragging rights of yourself. Like even these fighting tournaments, like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. Imagine you
Oh
winning a
yeah,
fighting
dude.
tournament and getting that NFT. And like I know people got trophies, holding up, but you be like, dang, I got all
Yeah,
these accolades. I did this, I did that. I did the longest combo ever. I did the most damaging combo. I beat all these people. Just something like that would just be cool to say that I
dude.
did that. You know?
Imagine Guinness Book of World Records if they had like their
Yeah,
own NFT. Like you break a record, you get an NFT for that record. You're like the first person
yeah,
to do this, or whatever. It could be even physical or like real world items. I know we're talking about video games aspect, but um, it could be literally anything,
yeah.
and it could be all
That's how I feel.
virtual.
Like you was talking about Lamborghini too. Every time you buy a Lamborghini car, they give you a small like toy car version of the car that you purchased. So I think that's cool in itself. So the whole model you
Yeah,
design, they give you a physical car, so you can be like, oh shoot, this is my Lamborghini. You can have it in your house or whatever.
yeah, that's sick. And then what if they? And then imagine if they gave you an NFT with this, and it's the same thing, like your car
Yeah,
in NFT form, the exact way that you made it, one of a kind. And then if you have
yeah, one
the
of a kind.
toy model, the real car, and the NFT, and you either could sell it as a collection to another collector,
Yeah, it's
it's
awesome.
like
Yeah,
fuck.
money three
And then you can
ways.
make
Like oh shoot, like you.
infinite NFTs that way.
Yeah, be like I was a whatever person. Like you said, they made this amount of cars. You get that on the car itself. Oh, one out of this, and then the NFT, like you said, one out of this, and then the car itself. I think that's pretty cool, man. I think the future is bright for NFTs.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's not just about a picture, it's not just about a video, it's about what value it has and stuff like that.
because the thing is, just like you mentioned, like even on the cars, like the one of, the two of, three of, with like PlayStation, 20th anniversary consoles, things like that. Every Ford car that comes off the line, there's always the first one off, right? It's like the first one
Yeah,
off the line. It goes to a certain person, goes here, goes there, whatever. It's pretty interesting to think about because it's like, okay, with that, we're already like this is what I'm trying to like drill into people who aren't familiar with NFTs and things like that. It's already being done. You're just not being rewarded
yeah,
for it, other than bragging rights. Like if you're the first
yeah,
person to platinum a game that comes out, so what? You're just the first person to platinum the game.
yeah,
But if you're getting the NFT and then let's say it's Spider-Man, Insomniac is sending you rewards. They're sending you exclusive content. They're inviting you to exclusive events. They're inviting you out because you're an NFT owner because you were the first person to platinum Spider-Man 2.
yeah,
They're sending you an invite or exclusive access to a show, behind the scenes looks at the next games coming out. Those are different things that could be coming from being that NFT owner. It's already being done with like cars. Like people want to buy
yeah,
the first model. They want to buy the lower the number with the license plate in Dubai. It's already being done. People are already doing it with real world items. Now it's just digital. And it does
yeah,
have value from what I'm told because it's not just a JPEG. It's not just a screenshot of an image.
yeah.
It's the code and the ownership of the code of that NFT
Through the blockchain, and then
through the
they
blockchain.
make sure that it's yours. So nobody can say,
Yeah.
oh, that's mine because it's already in you through every single connection, everything you do. They're going to make sure that you're
Yeah.
the owner of it. It's going to have your name, your ID, whatever the little code and stuff. all the way through everything. So yeah.
That's really cool. Do you know where you can buy NFTs? Like, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
The one AMC sent me was on the Wax blockchain. It's called
Mm-hmm.
Wax. Like I forgot the actual website, but I just know it's Wax. Uh, the one
Mm-hmm.
that you talk about, like the monkeys and the digital, people buy a whole bunch of NFTs on OpenSea.
OpenSea, I've heard of them.
OpenSea.com. That's you can connect your crypto.com, not crypto.com, but what's it called? Coinbase wallet
MetaMask.
to that.
Oh, Coinbase.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
badass.
actually,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Because
So you,
okay, so
yeah,
OpenSea this is where you can search for the NFTs. Connect your Coinbase wallet to use your ETH to buy.
yes.
Okay, cool.
You can do
That makes
MetaMask
it so
too,
much simpler.
but yeah,
Yeah, that makes
yeah,
it so much simpler. But I mean, I'm able to MetaMask. You gotta, from my knowledge, or from what I've done, you have to buy and then send to your MetaMask. So I'm losing in gas just to send it to my MetaMask and shit
yeah,
like that. So I'd rather just buy on Coinbase and then go straight to it. Oh yeah, and I
yeah.
definitely bought some more Doge Elon Mars. And dude, with
Yeah,
XRP, it went down to like 61 cents. Like it got like really
yeah.
low. I remember, dude, my dad bought it like $1.60. You know, so
Dang.
he's like, dude, my shit's falling, and I'm
Yeah,
like, don't. I'm like, Dad, you only lose if you sell. Don't sell it. Hold it,
yeah.
right? Diamond
Uh,
hands. And I basically I just converted because you can't buy XRP. You can't buy it on Coinbase and stuff like that. So on Exodus,
yeah.
you can put like Cardano and Ethereum, XLM, all these other coins in there, and then just convert it to XRP. So
Oh,
that's
that's
how I'm
awesome. Yeah,
yeah, that's how I'm accumulating more XRP. So like I'm above 2,000 now. I was at like 1,600 or something like that. Um, and because it went down to 61 cents, I just put like $200 of Cardano on XRP and then just bought more Cardano on Coinbase and put it back in my Exodus wallet. So like that's how I've been kind of accumulating more as the prices are going down. Because like again, not financial advice. Do your own research. Like I have to throw that out there every time we're saying anything about crypto, anything like that. But it's very interesting on what's
oh,
happening, and I can't wait for dude. I can't wait to wake up and be like, holy shit! At
yeah.
$50 million, $50 million. Who you think you got, Chelsea Carter? Oh, Chelsea Clinton, because in the bloopers. But basically, I can't wait to do that because like it's happened to people I know. My fucking buddy, he looks at it. He put $200 in. He's waking up the next day like 10,000, 20,000, forty
Yeah,
thousand on one coin, and I'm like, that needs to happen to me
yeah,
with that Doge Elon. I need that shit to 100,000, 200,000, 1 million.
yeah.
That
It's
would
gonna
be
happen, man.
something
It's
that
exciting. I told you that's
it
one of the
will.
most exciting things. Just be like, oh shoot, this thing is moving. It
Yeah,
because obviously richer people put more money in, but the fact that
yeah,
just $100 or even less than $100 can just make you to that point instantly. It's like, oh my
yeah.
goodness, that is nuts.
Yeah, and it goes back to I think it was in the first episode where it doesn't make sense for me to put all my money on Bitcoin because for that to double, like let's say I put $1,000 on Bitcoin, for it to double, Bitcoin would have to go up $30,000 in value for me to
Yeah,
make 2,000, or for me to make
exactly.
just 1,000, turn my 1,000 into 2,000. But it's like, dude, if you could put $100 here and it loses like two, three zeros behind the decimal point, and it 10x's to 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000
Yeah,
just by losing three zeros, and I'm able to put that in like 10 different coins, man, one of them's got to hit.
exactly.
You
And
know,
then if all of them hits, you
one
ain't
of
gotta
them's
worry.
got to hit,
You ain't gotta worry about nothing.
dude. Yeah, and that's ultimately the awesome part about all of this because Tatiana is very like, I don't know about that, you know, and it- with like crypto, every time I put the money in, she's like, "You're gambling." That's how she looks at it, and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No,
Like,
nah,
how is it gambling if it's literally tracked every step of the way and the
whatsoever.
market constantly is going up and down? It's not gambling.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
You put it in here, you take it out there.
Yeah,
Or you just put it in here until it goes way up here and then take it out. But like that part I don't get from her perspective. Have you heard of DHF, like decentralized hedge funds?
Mm-mm. But I think you're breaking up a little
It's
bit.
supposed to be like. Am I breaking up? Can you hear me good?
Oh, I'm good now. Okay. DHF? No, I
Okay.
haven't heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be like the S&P 500 where you put money in and then basically they invest for you. Like you're investing in these companies and it's like decentralized. So it's like investing in multiple different
Yeah.
things at the same time. And you just put your money in and then you basically get a steady growth. So if this company does good, this company does bad, they split the difference. And then it's like your investment money just grows steadily at like 4 or 5%, 9%, 10%. Like the S&P
Yeah.
500 is 10% annual basically all the time, right? Um, so I was thinking about that, and I know a guy that did it where he's seeing like 8 to 10% growth every month on his
Hmm.
investment. He put like $1,100 in, and then 9 months later, he's now at like 3,000, almost $4,000. Um, and I know that doesn't sound quite right as far as the math, like with the numbers that I said, but it's like um, you start off with $1,000, and then if you grow 10%, you make like $100, and then 10% is $110, and then 10% of that is like $122, and then 10% of that is because you're basically adding it to it every time, and then over the course of a
Yeah.
month, your $1,000 or like months, your $1,000 can easily turn into two, three, $4,000.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know about this. If you guys are interested in hearing more about it, I'm gonna check it out and then kind of get back to you on it. Because if it is like legit, like he said, he's put it in like a year ago, and he's like doing this. If it works like that, he goes, dude, I've never seen it lose. Like I
Yeah.
just have not seen it lose. And he's into crypto and stuff like that. And he was doing research on this guy for um, like a year where he was basically looking at everything this other guy was doing and he's like this is the only one that's like succeeding, all the other things fall off and like he doesn't talk about him anymore. This is the only one that he consistently talks about and it's worked for him, it's worked
Yeah.
for me, and I'm like okay, that seems pretty dope. Seems pretty dope, so I'll look into it and get back to you on it. But um, with all this virtual currency, where do you think we'll be spending it, in the real world or in the metaverse?
The metaverse and the real world, if you think about it, but
Yes.
the
Yeah.
metaverse for sure.
It'll definitely be both. But um so today I came across a video that I shared with you and I might include it in the video, but I most likely won't. But it was on the Daily Wire's TikTok and I don't know this guy's name. I can't, but this dude right here, if you're looking at the video version, I don't know his name.
That
And I
picture.
tried I like tried looking it up. I literally typed in Daily Wire TikTok guy with beard and glasses and it shows me Ben Shapiro and I'm like that is not the guy with glasses. Um but basically he kind of goes into the metaverse commercial from Facebook and basically talks crap about it. But if you watch the video, it kind of sounds like he's out of touch with what the metaverse is and what it's trying to do. And I think it's more basically the skew or the slant that he's going with is the metaverse is basically to distract you from the real world, kind of Wally style. If you've seen Wally, like all the people are on the little hover chairs and they're constantly with the screens in their face, things like that, where it's just the robots,
Mm,
or in this case, the elites, are just okay, desensitizing you from the real world and basically giving you a sterile environment just to go and exist, like you're not even living. But
yeah.
and that's the kind of idea that Tatiana has, where she thinks, okay, with this, it's just going to be like nobody's going to want to do it because if you're deprived of that human touch, that human connection, the human feel of like emotion, talking, love, all this other stuff that we need to survive and need to thrive as mentally as humans,
Mm,
then nobody's going to want to do it. Nobody's going to want to stay in there. There's always going to be people that want the physical touch, physical connection. Then I propose the idea that if it ever got to be fantastical, like Ready Player One, where you put on the
yeah.
suit and if somebody touches you, you feel it. You know, like you feel it on your chest, somebody rubbing their hand on you or touching your shoulder or tapping on your back.
There's
It's
a
like
story
if
about
you
that
can
too.
feel that, yeah, if you can feel it, and if you can go up and hug somebody in game and you feel their arms around you or you feel the hug, sure, you're not going to have the same like unique experience because if the person is touching you or if they're hugging you, the suit is going to simulate like a hug. And then the next person, even if they're taller or shorter and they hug you, the suit's just going to simulate, in my opinion, the same hug. I don't think it's going to be that nuanced that every single little
Yeah,
aspect is going to be recorded. But or translated. So there is going to be some disconnect, and there are going to be people that don't subscribe to it, that don't go
yeah.
for metaverse, and I do understand that. But as far as metaverse, like, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I think it's already a lot of stuff that can be a distraction. This is no different. But sometimes it's not always a
Mm-hmm.
distraction. Oh yeah, they're trying to distract us from everything. It's like some people do need escape. Would you rather somebody be high on drugs or do something stupid, or you rather somebody play a game? You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
Right.
It's like just another escape. It's usually it started from playing games in general, like the whole Oculus Rift and all that other stuff. It was a gaming thing to get people to just enjoy themselves and have fun. To try to just be like, oh shoot, let me escape from reality. It's just like that, yeah, having fun. Even that, what was that movie? The First Kid with Sinbad, and they was like in the mall. He was, just doing crazy stuff like that. But the metaverse now, I
Oh
just
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
it's just expanding on that. Yeah, it's expanding on that, and basically I always think about GTA 5. A lot of people play GTA 5 because it's an escape from reality. You're doing stuff that necessarily you don't want to do in
Mm-hmm.
real life, or like if you want to go to strip club, you want to skydive, just doing stuff like that. So in the metaverse, I just think it's just an extensive way of living. Like you can still have your life, but if you just want to go just do something stupid, or you know even if you're trying to pick up women or something, maybe you're not comfortable with talking to women in real life. You go to the metaverse and get comfortable and be like, okay, I learned this in the metaverse and go out in the
Yeah.
real world and just, build that confidence up. I think it can be like another way of just, trying to experience something, doing something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could also experience it in a safer way. Like if you go skydiving in metaverse and fucking splat on the ground, you don't die.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I've seen
and
people like
it
run
can
into the
give you
TV
maybe
and
some.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that. Now that's like people getting kind of not realizing that it's a game, and there's also limitations like the motion sickness and stuff like that that people can feel. And I can definitely feel it sometimes, but it also gives you an opportunity to go into experiences that you won't be able to experience in real life. Like
Yeah.
I bought this game on Quest 2 called Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. And it's
Hmm.
basically a Walking Dead game where for you you're just in first person obviously and you walk around in like this Walking Dead area like environment in Louisiana and it's like a full-fledged game like you have guns like if you hold the gun and it's not lined up with your eye on the sights you'll miss
Yeah.
cuz like you have to have legit aim and kind of look down sights and stuff like that. And you have to use like large strokes to be able to take like a knife out of your pocket, stab somebody, like one of the zombies in the head,
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that. And it is awesome. It is really fucking cool. And I want to get the link cable so I can stream some like virtual like
Yeah.
VR games and also connect to the PC store so I can actually get more opportunities or more games to play. But it is like a virtual environment that is just meant to be fun. It's like I feel like the argument the guy makes on the Daily Wire is he talks about oh it's just to desensitize people from the harsh realities of being a human like in the real world. But then it's like no, that's not every people don't play not everybody plays a video game because they're trying to escape, right? Like he's making it out to
Yeah.
be. Yes, people do play video games to escape. Like people jump into a game
Yeah.
to not have to deal with the real world or for just to distract themselves a little bit because excuse me, they're going through some stuff like maybe their mom's sick or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
In the way people play video games like you said GTA to go have a different experience is just what people sometimes do. And with VR,
Yeah.
What if they have like virtual reality like cameras or 3D cameras
Mm.
in like concert venues where it's like, okay, you can't
Yeah,
afford to
that would be
fly to
sick.
fucking Dubai to see the Rolling Stones live, but you can pay a premium like $100 to get the VI like, or use your NFT to get the access VR access to the Rolling Stones concert or whoever,
Yeah.
Kanye, Donda, like. I feel like he's out of touch. It's kind of the same argument they were having, like, oh yeah, gun violence is up. People are. It's like you kill somebody in a video game, it's gonna want to make you kill somebody in real life, which is not true. Violent crime has
No.
actually gone down since the '80s when video games
Yeah.
became like a thing, a real thing with Mario Kart or Super Mario Brothers and things like that. And then now we're in more violent games. Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah, because
Like
here's
the
the thing: if
bananas
you're
made us
playing a racing
violent.
game, that doesn't make people. Yeah, the bananas. Like, oh man, like someone hit me with a blue shell, and I didn't like that shit. But it's like, I don't know.
Oh
I feel
man.
like this guy's a little out of touch. He's like, I can, for some reason, tell he ain't put a headset on, because it is cool. Like the feeling you get. Have you played VR?
Not to like the good one, like just the cheap one, like $13 or something like that. Not like the really expensive one that you can spill
Uh,
everything and see everything. No.
yeah, yeah. As far as like the feel everything, no, it's just the headset on your eyes. Like I don't have like anything like that. There are people that
Oh.
have like impact suits where it's like if they're getting shot, like it sends a little like it connects to the headset
Mm.
so they can feel it. Um, it's actually pretty cool, and I haven't done that, but with the Oculus, let's say you're in like a room and you're not supposed to be able to walk through the wall, but you've set up your space in real world to be able to have that room to walk past a wall. I've walked up to the
Yeah.
edge of a building and looked down and you get that
Mhm.
feeling of like, oh, I'm on the edge of the building. You know, how, like you're like, oh man, I might fall. You kind of have
Yeah.
that little like feeling inside. Like I would get that. You put that VR headset on and you walk to the edge of a building and you kind of like look down. You're like, oh shit, I feel like I'm gonna fall. But then in the
Ooh.
real world,
Yeah.
you don't you don't fall because like you're on that platform and there's no like up and down movement in this particular game. Now there are games
Mm.
like if you have the Oculus Quest 2, like Gun Raiders. That one you're flying around on jetpacks, you're like coming down, hitting people with katanas. It's like it's everybody's on mics because there's no like party chat. So it's like old school like Call of Duty Xbox, like oh fuck you dude, da, 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 da. Like people are like mad, like oh man you're like they're talking trash, like like not rated by the MSRB, let's say that, but it's fun. It's cool as shit. Like I'll
Yeah.
get in there and people are like legit making me laugh because they're just saying stupid shit, and a lot of it's like kids, like just like making dumb like kid jokes that they think are funny, and you're just
Exactly.
like, man, I remember those days. Like this is their good old days of playing video games.
Exactly. And I don't understand what's the problem with that. And if Facebook literally came up with the whole meta term, the Facebook was to connect people anyway. So it was like a stronger connection between people
Right.
in a different way. That's pretty much what it is. If you can message somebody on Facebook, oh, how's it doing? You can video chat somebody. Why not do it in VR where you can be like, hey, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. Just it's just a stronger connection,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Give them a high five. Go fly planes. Like from the videos, like go fly planes through a canyon. Like oh shit, and look to your left, and there they are. You
Yeah,
know, I think that's cool. And gamers understand. Gamers understand
yeah,
because like you go into Riders Republic and you get like a cool costume or something like that. You have like you can like change it all the time, whatever. It's like you could do that, like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like you can customize your character, make him like
yeah,
I'm a white dude with a beard. I can make mine a big fat black guy with no facial hair if I wanted to, or like a Hispanic dude or a
yeah,
woman. It's like it's a video game. It's like you could do whatever. So even if it's like that
yeah,
with meta, why not? Who cares? I would like for it to be Ready Player One style, where my fucking name James isn't above my avatar anyway. I don't want
yeah,
like I know the future that Gary Vee talks about is kind of like okay, hey, yeah, there's going to be disconnect, like accountability. People, there's going to be no hiding behind an avatar. But sometimes
Yeah,
it might be a little bit of a good idea to do that. Because
yeah.
if
I think
it does
this
become
whole
like the real
metaverse,
world,
it's not bad. Like I just
go ahead.
don't. I can see what he's talking about, but I'm saying, like I said, it's already too many distractions anyway. I don't think this is making it worse. If y'all really look at obviously the pandemic, people wish they was outside anyway during the time. Just imagine if you had the
Yeah.
technology back then, people were still, what I'm saying, not being nervous, not being scared, not being suicidal or whatever. They'd be like, oh shoot, everything's gonna be good. I'm chilling. I can still connect with the world. Um, and just
Yeah.
having that moment inside the house if you can't go outside the house. So
Yeah, think of it. During the pandemic, PlayStation sales, video game software sales were all up.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
there were people that I were talking to that were like, "Yeah, I haven't played video games in years, but I went out, got a PS4, bought Mortal Kombat, and me and my cousins play all the time now." Because like we used to go see each other in real life. Now we just play a game together.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I just feel like it's an extensive way to spend time, not just this is going to be the only way we spend time, but if we wanted to, we could.
Yeah, cuz I mean, guess what? Okay, so let's say people are already flaky. So every night are you really going to want to drive over to your cousin's house or your friend's house to just sit on the couch, watch TV, or sit on the couch and talk for like 20 minutes? Or it's just eat like because let's say you only have an hour. It takes you 20 minutes to drive over there. You talk for 20 minutes, 20 minutes to drive home. You had 20 minutes of interaction versus jumping on the game and sitting chilling talking for an hour like you and I are right now.
yeah,
Like it took you messaging like you messaged me on Facebook. We jump into the chat room. We talk for an hour. Then we hop off.
yeah,
It's like we're still getting that connection. We're cutting up. We're laughing. We're expanding our minds. We're like learning about new things because with the NFTs and gaming and then metaverse, it's like these aren't lighthearted, just BS conversations. Like this is thought provoking stuff. And if you're not on the train,
yeah.
it's kind of like we're getting that
You're gonna
connection.
get
We're
left
getting that
behind type stuff.
stimulation, that mental stimulation. Yeah, we're getting it just
Yeah,
by having like a
like
video
it's
chat.
just a
Just imagine if you and I were in like a VR with a VR audience
yeah.
doing PandaCast.
Exactly.
That'd be sick.
It's just another form of communication. That's how I feel about it. It was like what before
Yeah,
it was like the mail, you had to send a mail, then email, then phone, cell phone, like it's just like a different connection advancement, in my opinion.
that is true. Because mentioning that is actually pretty funny. Because like people used to send a letter, and it'd take 3 weeks to get there, or a month to get there, and then whenever the person decided to write back, then it would take like a month to get back. Like you'd write a letter and you'd be
Yeah.
like, I wonder when I'll see that again. And then 3 months later, you're like, huh, he wrote back. And then it's just like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Like
Now
imagine back
you
then
can't.
like texting how, how advanced that is now.
Yeah. Now you can argue that because it's so quick, that the
Mm.
value or the in-depth conversation in those forms of communication are lost. Like you could literally text somebody and be like, "Hey," or fucking accidentally send them a blank message. You know, you're
Yeah.
not accidentally sending somebody a blank piece of paper through the mail.
Yeah.
Like because there's too many steps, it requires too much effort, too much time. Um, so it becoming more effortless. I mean, we need to put actual effort into communicating with people and things like that. So don't just use the technology to, I would say, um, lose touch with reality, because the reality of the issue is people are always going to want to have that interconnectivity and that communication and
Of
that
course.
connection. It's never going to go away.
Like to have kids, as far as I know, you still got
Yeah.
to be intimate and physical in person. So
Yeah, it's not Matrix where the robots breed us as batteries.
Exactly.
but you never know. But yeah, I think Metaverse is cool. Like now, the actual Meta Horizon or whatever on Oculus Quest 2 is like I haven't even created my
Mhm.
character. Like I'm just like whatever.
Mm.
But other
You
games
never
like
created
Beat
your
Saber
character.
is awesome. Yeah, like Beat Saber is awesome. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is awesome. Um, like in that game is so cool. Like you reach over your back, pull out a book bag, and then you use your other hand and grab the items out of the book bag in your inventory slots, and then hand it to other characters, things like that. And man, if anybody watches me play like a survival game, I'm such an asshole. Like I'll be hurt, and the guy's like, "Hey, do you have medicine?" And then I'll go in, I'll use my last medicine on myself, and then be like, "Nope," pull out a gun and shoot the dude. Like that doesn't make me
Dang.
want to do that in real life. This ain't the purge,
Yeah.
man. It's just a video game. I know it's not real. I know it's
Exactly.
not real. And that's the thing. When it comes to metaverse, like
Yeah.
people need to stop bringing real world problems into a virtual world. Because have you heard people who are trying to sue somebody for molesting them in the meta?
Yes. That's what I was gonna talk about.
That's
Some lady said she
stupid.
got groped in the metaverse, and it's like, oh, here we go. Like it's just one of those things where it's like another thing that they're gonna try to tear us down.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
it's
man.
like, dude, it's like shut the hell up. Like the fucking rock. Shut up, bitch. Like, why the fuck is that important? It's not. Like, how about fucking dude? You would not survive a Call of Duty group chat or fucking lobby in 2005.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
like kill yourself hearing that.
It was terrible.
And
Yeah.
it's like people are so fucking weak and soft and scared of other people. It's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
with that shit right there, it's like, dude, it's virtual. You know how it's like, dude, there was a we were talking about cyberbullying when I was younger, and a dude
Yeah.
made a joke. He's like cyberbullying, like, dude, just turn the computer off. Bullying is over. Dude, just
Yeah.
log out. Like literally, like, oh, here it's like, oh, this guy groped me, he's bullying me. I'm fine.
Yeah. Just leave. Walk away. Yeah. In the
Just
game, you can
leave.
leave in the game or just turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah, you could literally
I
just go
don't
back
get
to
it,
the
man.
main menu and then go back into the game, and you'll be in a different lobby with brand new people.
And you know what's
Like, I mean, of
crazy? I
course, like the
bet
person. Yeah,
in games,
I bet she
this reminds
won.
me of PlayStation
I bet
Home.
she won.
And PlayStation Home, people love PlayStation Home a lot. And I don't know if you ever, we played it a couple of times. Girls
Yeah,
are dressed
yeah.
like
Oh, I put a ton
sometimes
of
like
hours in.
sexy in game, sexy in game. And
Yeah,
I guarantee you, whatever she was doing, she was probably dressed sexy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm about to play with these dudes and get their attention. And then mad when somebody groped her
right.
in game.
Yeah,
I'm not saying do it in real
like,
life, but in the game, like somebody's gonna do something stupid.
and that's not victim shaming, but it is kind of one of those
Yeah,
things where it's like, dude, you wouldn't go to like name any crime-ridden neighborhood. You wouldn't go and leave your car there unlocked with the door open and be like, "Hey, why did they steal my car?"
yeah,
Like, have you ever seen the show Bait Car?
yeah.
Fuck, like they literally leave cars in bad neighborhoods with the keys in them just to fucking arrest people who are going to do it. But guess what? With that, it's
Yeah.
like it's literally like, okay, are you mad at the person who's doing the crime, or are you mad at the person who's like that dumb to just leave their car in a bad neighborhood and it gets stolen? Dude, if I
Yeah.
walked up to you and was like, dude, my car got stolen, you'd be like, holy shit, what happened? I'd be like, yeah, I left it unlocked in the fucking worst neighborhood in town. You'd be like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, dude, if you want to, like, and again, it's not shaming anybody, like,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm just saying that. I don't really, whatever. But it's like, you cannot be doing something without the understanding that, hey, people are going to react to it maybe negatively or not do exactly what you want to do. Like, that is your fault. Like, that's like if you
Yeah.
came in to a room and just said, fuck you to everybody, and then somebody came up and punched you in the face for saying fuck you, and then
Yeah.
getting mad at the person who hit the other person, like that person goes to jail. It's like, nah, dude, this guy came in and literally was acting like an asshole to everybody. It's like probable cause.
Yeah.
Like, or it's like
Yeah.
self defense almost. Like, okay, this person is doing something to me and then I react to them. Okay, why am I fucking
Yeah.
the blame? They fucking started it. And again, I'm not
Exactly.
saying like obviously there's like piece of shit there's piece of shit humans out there. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
But if
And because
you're
me and
it
James love
literally if you're
women,
wearing like something soup, dude, yeah. It's like
but it's like,
the
dude.
number one thing
Okay.
if yeah. If like if somebody's wearing like a low cut shirt or like super tight pants and you can literally see the outline of their butthole cuz their fucking pants are so tight. And then people
Yeah.
look, you do not have the right to be mad. You're wearing something that is showing you off.
Yes.
Like, for the exact same reason a dude will work out and not wear a shirt at the beach and people look, like that'd be like, oh, why are you looking at my muscles? It's like, you wouldn't do that. Like, you'd be like, dude, you're walking around with no
Exactly.
shirt on.
I feel
It's
like
like
you said, like if a
you just
woman's
gotta do
dressed
something
like
that
that,
makes sense.
I'm not saying go up to her and touch her. Like I'm not saying, oh yeah, you're okay doing that. But I'm saying if you want somebody to look at you, I feel like a woman in the mirror is almost like, oh my gosh, I look so cute. They're gonna love me in this. And then when it happens, they're like, oh my gosh, why is he looking at me?
What the
You know what I'm saying?
fuck?
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me
And
because I feel
a
like
lot of people don't like the
uh,
mindset. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off.
you good, good. I
Uh,
just feel like they do that to themselves. They want people to look at them, but if it's the wrong guy, that's when they get mad. If it's some attractive dude, they'll be like, oh, okay.
yes.
But if it's somebody they don't want to have nothing to do with, then oh, it's a lawsuit. Oh, why you looking at me? Sexual harassment. It's stupid.
Yes. That has been 100% proven. Like they've done studies where it's like, okay, if this guy does this, and they show a picture, it's like, okay, if this guy came up to you, was hitting on you, like trying to hug you, stuff like that, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. He's flirting, da da da. But then they show a picture of another dude who's not as attractive or like stereotypical like ugly guy, and they're like, oh no, that's creepy.
Yeah,
He's being weird. Like 100%, it does that. It's like people talk about, oh yeah, I wear makeup and I work out and I wear tight clothes. For me, it makes me feel confident. When in actuality, it's the most insecure. Like my wife talks
yeah,
about Kim Kardashian, and then it's like she is the most insecure out of all of them. She talks about it on the show. Like people who don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they just see Kim out in the world. They're like, oh, she's so confident wearing that bikini. No, she fucking hates herself in that photo.
yeah,
Like the people who are the
yeah.
most obsessed with the way they look are the most insecure. The most confident dude ever is like
I
the
agree.
fat, ugly guy that's bald, that's funny.
Yeah,
Like he walks around like, ah, fuck it. I can't do anything about this anyway. Like that's super confident. And
I've heard that
as
before.
far as that goes, it's
That
like, yeah,
some of the most attractive women are the ones that's the most prettiest because usually they're the ones that don't get approached as much because some of them are intimidating. So they feel like they're not beautiful enough, even though they really are.
right. Yeah, they feel most insecure because people don't come up and talk to them because they feel like guys also look at it like, oh, this person probably gets talked to all the time. Or they're probably tired of
Yeah.
like weirdos just coming up and like, hey, you're so fucking hot. You're so cute. And it's creepy. Yeah, it's like, and I do get that. I'm not saying that I don't understand like the struggle that women go through. Like literally, you're walking around in a world where literally every guy looks at you constantly, and every guy is most likely physically stronger than you, and if they wanted to, could do anything they want physically.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I know it's wrong. Fuck that. Like, don't do it. You're a piece of shit human. Like I said, if you're out there
Yeah.
physically bothering women or being creepy and walk like following them home and shit like that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But
We ain't
what I am
saying do
saying
that.
is, Yeah, that's there was a situation where um most of the time if a woman is feeling followed or anything like that, like 99% of the time, if she walks up to a random guy and is just like, hey, can you help me out? Like,
Mm,
or pretend to be my boyfriend or something like that so this guy will fucking leave me alone. 99% of the time, the dude will be like, oh, fuck yeah, say no more. Like, ready to defend, ready to just, like, on her side,
yeah.
even if he's weak, beat the fucking other guy's ass if they need to. It's like, people will rally around.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is what people don't understand. Yes, men look at every chick that walks by. I don't care what she looks like. I've literally
Yeah.
looked at every girl that walks by. Every guy does that. Every guy. And if they say they
Yeah.
don't, they're lying. It is ingrained physically in our being. Every guy looks at every girl.
Yeah.
Guys look at guys. Fucking dude will walk by and be like, man, look at that guy's arms. Like you're
You gotta do
constantly,
swole.
guys
Yeah.
are
Exactly.
constantly, yeah, like guys are constantly scouting the women and comparing themselves to the men. Like, oh, if I needed to, could I beat that guy's ass? Every dude does that. What I am saying is, literally every guy does that. But what I am saying is, in any given situation, fundamentally, men naturally want to protect women. Naturally. Like, it's like a thing. Like, the number one thing, like, if a threat is approaching, the first thing a dude wants to do is, like, yo, get behind me. That's the first thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, even if they are unsure of what's happening, the number one thing is, like, yo, get behind me. I don't know how we got on this
Yeah.
fucking topic, but it sounds
I
good.
like it though. It's a great topic
Yeah,
because people
but it's
don't talk.
like
They scared to talk about it. No.
they are. That's why I like people like Jordan Peterson or Kevin Samuels or somebody like that, where it's
Yeah.
like, and this is kind of like people are making fun of like the men's resurgence, where it's like where men are comfortable being men again, but it's like it's
Yeah.
important, and it's important for men to understand that they have value and are strong, and and
Yeah.
it's important for women to understand that they have value and they are strong, but in different ways.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's okay to be
What
strong
makes you
and
a woman
different.
is
Like
different than what makes me a man.
right, and there's no there's no benefit to you for as a woman to try and outdo a man. There's no benefit to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit you. Why do you think like people think that it's a problem with the world when a woman is in a leadership role and things like that, and then she's kind of like harsh for people to harshly judge her as like a
Hmm.
bitch or something like that. Usually, what happens, but like if a dude is in the same role, they're like, oh yeah, he's tough, he's strong. It's like
Yeah.
even climbing the ladder. It. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying that it's impossible to do that. Like women are the most educated group on the planet. Is black women are the most educated group with the highest number of degrees. Black women in the United States. So it's like we're not saying don't pursue education, don't pursue strength, don't pursue a career. Nobody's saying that. But we are saying is everybody needs to understand what makes them strong as an individual, what they need as an individual, and ultimately what's going to bring them the most happiness. Like people try to climb the ladders without actually doing some soul searching and understanding like, oh yeah, this is what makes me happy. Like,
I agree.
fuck me going and punching some dude and getting in a fight at a bar isn't what's going to make me feel manly and happy. No, me going to work and coming
Yeah.
home and seeing my family is what makes me happy. It makes me feel manly because I have like a wife
Yeah.
and two kids to
Taking
come
care
home
of
to.
business.
Yeah, like doing the duty, like literally that. I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting.
No, that's good. I love this. This is a rant because, like I said, I love women. We love women. But it was an e date. I told you about Aiden Ross. Shout out Aiden Ross. He had an e date with a girl. I don't remember her name, but it's an e date.
Mm-hmm.
One dude came up and was like, "Oh man, you sexy as hell." And later on at the end, he was like, "Okay, how do you rate him?" He said more stuff, obviously, but he was like, she was like, I don't like that he called me sexy as hell. I think that was very objectifying. And I'm looking like, what? Imagine if he said that you was ugly, then it would have been degrading man, grading women. Oh my gosh, you're degrading me. But now it's objectifying, then it would have been degrading. But it's a freaking E date. You literally just rated him. He said you're sexy as hell, but you gave him a bad rating because that's what he said. And it wasn't even something bad. It
Right.
was completely stupid. And then somebody in the comment section was like, "Oh, because I had commented, I was like, I can't believe I just told you what I said. I can't. If he would have said something bad, it would have been degrading." But then somebody was like, "Oh well, he doesn't. She doesn't care about what he said. It is objectifying women. Obviously, she does. She would have never said it.
Obviously, she
It's
does, or
stupid,
she would
man.
have never said it. Yeah.
So it's just crazy how women actually think like that. It's a E date. It's not like he was on the street. Oh, hey girl, you sexy as hell. He's telling her how he feels in his own way. And how the heck do you take that
Right.
wrong? Some
And it's
girls wish
like
they
she
was
just
called
rated
sexy as
him.
hell.
Like he rated
Yeah,
her and
she
she
just
rated
rated him.
him. So
Yeah,
like here's the thing. He rated her, said she was sexy, probably rated her highly because she looked good, probably enjoyed the
yeah.
conversation, things like that. And then she rated him poorly. What if he was just like, "Oh, okay, well because you're a fucking weirdo, now you're rated poorly." She'd be all offended. It would like mess with her. Like she'd feel all
Exactly.
insecure afterwards. It's like I don't know. Shout out Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life, the antidote to chaos. Read it if you want to understand what's really going on with order and chaos.
What's crazy, I actually heard that
But
women
yeah,
don't like when men call them fine or sexy. They just like if you call them beautiful or gorgeous because they think sexy, as they call it, like it's cap. Like they think they're not beautiful already. So when you say sexy, they think that you're overdoing it. And when you say fine, they don't believe they're fine themselves. So why would a man think they're fine? So they just want something basic and normal because I guess it humanizes them.
so Tatiana has mentioned something like that. Not like talking about that specific topic, but
Yeah.
talking about not feeling um, sexy as hell or whatever. It's like using those terms and things like that. Um, she basically mentioned, oh yeah, when you look in the mirror and stuff like that, it's like okay, I don't see it. But then whenever I'm complimenting her, I'm like, yeah, babe, you're like totally gorgeous. Like I think you're totally hot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then she's just kind of like, what, really? Okay, oh yeah, thank you. And then she does have confidence, so it's like even if I do say something like that, or she
Yeah.
does get kind of like looks or compliments or whatever out in public, um, she does. It does kind of affect her. It does mess with the
Excuse me. Yeah.
um, way she feels about herself, self esteem, things like that. And she mentioned the most important part of that is if somebody says something that you take personally or a slight offense to, it's because you are yourself insecure about that thing. So if
Yeah.
somebody's like, not even saying something outrageous, but if somebody's just like, "Oh man, have you gained weight? You look really happy." Like that's like a compliment in like other
Yeah.
countries. Cuz like she's from
Yeah.
Cameroon, so if somebody's like, "Oh, you gained weight," it's like a way of saying like, "Oh man, you're in a relationship, you're eating well, you're like he's feeding
Yeah.
you." And I don't mean like, "Oh yeah, he's feeding you," but like he's like making good food and you enjoy the food, you enjoy his company.
Yeah.
You're getting like happy. It's like happy weight. Like you're not stressed out, like
Hmm.
you seem happier. Things like that. But oh my god, say that to somebody that feels like they're 5 pounds overweight. They're like, I can't
Yeah.
believe you said that I'm fat. You know, it's like they immediately
Yeah.
they're insecure about it. They are in their own feelings about it. So then you mention it, and they take it like say what, like the fucking harshest thing. And basically, it goes that way with anything. Like if somebody's just like, "Hey, man, you're kind of screwing up. Like that wasn't really a smart decision," and you're having like insecurities about your own intelligence, you're gonna
Yeah.
be fucking mad. You're gonna take offense to it because it's an
Yeah.
insecurity that you have. Like you can walk up to
Yeah.
somebody who's super rich and be like, "Man, you're broke as fuck," or you can walk up to somebody who's broke and be like, "You're broke as fuck." Is it the words that I'm saying, or is it how you feel about them? Because the rich
Yeah.
person will be like, what? No, I'm not.
It's,
But the broke person or the person who's like struggling at the moment is going to be like, what? Oh my god! Like I can't believe like he's like putting me down. He's making fun of my life situation. Like it was
yeah.
hard. I have these things going on, and then they want to justify because they're
Yeah.
insecure. So if you go up to a
I
woman, I
hate the
guess
insecure stuff.
from what you said,
Yeah.
yeah, and you say, "Hey, man, you're fine as hell." It's like they're insecure, so they take offense to it. That's really what it is. And of course, that's not
That
blanket
doesn't
cookie
make any
cutter.
sense.
I'm not speaking in.
How you explain it makes
Nobody is
sense,
speaking in
but
absolutes here.
how you said it made complete sense. But just thinking that some dude was like literally like, "Dang, this girl is fine. Like she is beautiful. You sexy," and then, "Oh no, I'm not gonna rate him high because he's objectifying women." The whole point of an e-date is to choose one person at the end to win. That's what the girls thing is.
Right.
So just because a guy tells you that you're beautiful or sexy, how could you be mad at that? Like I don't understand that at all.
I don't
So
either.
that's
That
crazy.
seems like, dude, like I don't know. It comes down to the nature of men and women, where it's like men are more competitive and women are more choosy. Like that's what they talk about. It's like women don't pick somebody and then watch the race. They wait at the finish line and see who wins. That's like,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that they're lazy or whatever. Like, don't take it the wrong way. What I'm saying is like, in the pool of guys, they're not gonna just pick one. They're gonna look at the attributes of what he brings to the table, what he provides, things like that, and then
yeah,
make their choice. So the problem is when the scale gets weighed down on one side. When
yeah,
you mentioned this in the other episodes, where it's like men are taught how to treat women, but women aren't taught how to treat men,
yeah,
and that's
for
kind of
sure.
the issue. That's kind of the issue. Like this whole like strong, independent woman, feminist, like toxic femininity that's going on right now, where it's like I don't need a
Hmm.
man. Men aren't shit. Whatever. It's like that is really killing you, and it's really like
Yeah,
hyping up the insecurities because you're not where you want to be, and we all need help. You know what they say? This is what I don't
yeah,
understand about the power of women, why they don't really see it. They want the spotlight, but if you like every the phrase is behind every strong man is an even stronger woman. Have you
yeah,
ever fucking heard that? Like
yeah,
the most powerful men in the world wouldn't be there without their wives or like the men and women that are around them to support them and help build them up. Like it's stupid to think
yeah,
that we can survive without each other. It's stupid to
yeah.
think that, oh, I'm
I agree.
independent, I don't need a man. It's stupid for a guy like,
Yeah, and
well,
you don't
I'm
really hear
independent no
guys
matter.
say that. You don't hear a guy be like, "I don't need no
Yeah,
woman." They just be like, "Yeah,
like
I've never heard that ever."
yeah, never, never. It's not the men that are fucking changing. It's the women's mindset that's changing. And that's what's kind of
Yeah,
crazy about it. Because like, um, why do you think more traditional thinking or traditional minded women are the ones that are in relationships that are taking care of things like that? You see shows where the women give their like the women in the show give their opinion, and then the guy's like, "Are you single?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then you talk to somebody who has a completely more traditional or like a different mindset, a more traditional mindset, and they're like, "Are you married?" "Yeah, 15 years married." It's like it's not rocket
yeah,
science. Like we're not like things haven't changed. Guys still want the same things. Things haven't
yeah,
changed. I believe women still want the same things, but it's
yeah,
the mindset has changed. Things haven't
yeah.
changed. The mindset around it
They
has
were
changed. The perspective has changed. Like
they were saying back
I don't know.
then, like moms and grandmas, especially during the war, that's what they did. They took care of the home, and the men worked all day, and they was used to that because they
Yeah.
knew the men were the breadwinners or whatever, taking the stuff home. So it's like they took care of the kids, food. It was normal. It was natural because that's what they did, and those are the ones that stayed in longer, healthier marriages, and those were the ones that had the most kids. Now it's like, well, if you a housewife, more women look down on it nowadays because I don't know why they do it, but It's like they think that you're weak because oh you got a
That's the thing.
man, you ain't doing nothing, but you really are. It's like
That's the
you
thing.
holding down like the family. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like you just hit it right on the head. It's like it's not men judging women. Like if you're a stay-at-home mom, men are like, cool. If you want to go out and work, men are like, cool. If you have a career, cool. You want to be a
Yeah,
content creator, whatever, cool. It's the women that are career women that want to harshly judge and be like, oh, you're like stuck in the mindset you're his slave because you're a housewife. It's like, dude,
yeah,
I get to chill at home with the kids, watch movies, and cook like my favorite food. That's what
yeah,
Tatiana says because she works from home, but it's not like she's doing nothing. She's building a copywriting business. Like
yeah,
it's not nothing. Like downstairs, she's downstairs right now, like jamming out a workout with the kids, and like I go to work every day. Like I'm clocked in at a fucking warehouse for 40, 60 hours a week. Fuck, she's like, I don't want to do that,
yeah.
and I'm like, I don't blame her.
Exactly.
Fuck, I don't even want to do it, but I do it. I do it with a smile on my face too because I know I'm gonna come home to like a nicely cooked meal and the house is clean and the kids are taken care of and I don't have to
Yeah,
like that's another thing. You're providing peace of mind to the family. Like there's so much more underlining and that's maybe another thing. The traditional women and the people that stay at home with the kids and things like that aren't getting the recognition or the spotlight that they deserve from the men where it's like, dude, I tell Tatiana all the time, like, I'm so happy that I'm with you. Like, you make life easy.
yeah,
She makes life easy to be like live, because life's so fucking
yeah,
hard. Everybody knows that life's hard, but it's good to have people in your life that make it easier. Like someone to lay in bed with at night and just talk and cut up. Dude, we were watching a movie last night, busting out laughing at fucking
yeah,
1 a.m. Like,
yeah.
tell me one person on the planet that doesn't want that with a special person that knows, loves, cares, and cherishes them. Lie to me and tell me you don't want that.
I know dang well I won't say so. I don't know who.
Yeah. Because if you tell me, oh, I want to be by myself all the time. Like, I don't want anybody living in the house with me. Like, you're thinking about all the negatives. But it's like, okay, do you want somebody that knows, loves, cherishes you, is your ride or die, is there with you whenever you need it through any thick or thin emergency, great time, things like that? Lie to me and tell me you don't want that. Because there's nobody on the planet that wants to have the opposite, which is nobody that's there for them. The number one thing that
Yeah,
people like elderly talk about when they're on their deathbed or in hospice or in like special care is being lonely. That's the number one thing they fucking like have regrets about. They're like, I feel lonely. Like loneliness
yeah,
in nursing homes is like outrageous because they're like, oh,
yeah,
my family fucking doesn't call me, doesn't text me, things like that. Loneliness is the number one killer. Loneliness is worse than death in a lot of things
yeah.
because it goes back to the metaverse thing. Like people were fucking
Yeah, I was
killing
thinking the same
themselves because
thing.
they were at home by themselves, like trapped.
Yeah,
If they had
yeah,
metaverse, they could actually fucking link up with their buddies and go skydiving
yeah.
in their living room. It's like
And
full
then die in the
circle. It's
game.
like
No, I'm messing
and then die. Yeah.
with you.
Oh
It's
yeah.
dark humor. It was dark humor.
Morbid joke. Dark humor. Yeah. If you're having any type of suicidal thoughts or anything like that, please call the
Nah,
number. Get some help.
yeah, I've been through it,
But
so
what I'm
trust me,
saying
it's
is,
no joke. But I just wanted to add that in.
yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of odd how it all interconnects, and then people want to bring in real world problems to a video game,
Yeah,
and then get upset about it. It's like, come on. We should be past
yeah,
this. We should be stronger mentally to be able to get past all that bullshit. And that was like
yeah,
honestly a really intense conversation about men and women, and it is kind of important. And again, if you are taking anything we said in the show out of context or what have you, and you want us to elaborate any further on our viewpoints, message the show at patreon.com/pandamedia. That'll be how you can reach out to us, and we can talk even more in depth. Give your own opinion. If it's something that you don't agree with, I would love to hear your opinion and the reason why, but
yeah,
keep it respectful. At no point am I going to
yeah,
talk crap about somebody or make them feel like they're not welcome in the Panda Media family, basically. But go ahead and leave
Yeah.
some type of comment, review, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I feel like you feel like that was a good spot to stop
Yeah,
because
hold
we're
on
at
real
an
quick.
hour and a half
But
today.
like you're saying, and
Yeah,
guess what? You're married, right?
I'm married.
All right then. So
Yes.
people, he's not just talking out of his butt. I mean, he's married. So it's not like, oh, he's like, oh, women this, women that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he's honest with his wife. So I mean, everything is good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my wife feels the exact same way. She comes back from the store after spending $300 in groceries, and then I'm just like, babe, what the fuck do you like? Not that much, but like she'll spend like $100 when she goes to the store, and I'm just like, babe,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like you're just like blowing all the money, and then she's like, I don't know why women want to go out and work. I literally sit at home all day and then go to the store and buy whatever I want. This is so fun, and I'm like, fuck, you know, and I love her for that. I'm not even upset about it. Like she goes to the store, buys stuff, buys healthy foods for the family, all this good stuff. It's like it does more for me. Like I'm happy to go to work.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go bust ass for that, to come home to that.
Yes.
I'm
I
more than
agree.
happy. And we've been
Completely.
together since 2013, so going on 9 years this year. And we've been married since 2016, so going on 6 years of marriage. And we literally talk about like dying together, like when we're old, like traveling the world, what we want to build in the future, things like that. It's like, again, this isn't just coming out of my ass, like you said.
Yeah, that's why I had to let people know that you actually are married. It's not just like, oh well, women this, men that. You're living it. You know what I'm saying? That communication that y'all have, that's what's important. A lot of people don't have communication. They try to do this, they try to do that. Oh, men ain't this, men ain't that. A lot of women really don't know what they want. They can say they want a man like this and they say they want a man like that. But in reality, y'all really don't. I've seen that plenty of times. But just one thing you have to have is just listen. Y'all biggest enemy usually is not men, it's other women, to be honest.
Very true. I do agree with
So yeah.
that, uh, because you, Family Guy even had a skit about it where it's like, and this is kind of like a known like cliche or known proverb or whatever, where it's like women compliment you to your face and then talk shit behind your back, and men
Yeah.
talk shit behind your back, or no, they talk shit to your face and compliment you behind your back. Like I could be like, oh man, fuck you, dude, you're
Yeah.
such a loser, da 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 da, to your face, like just like joking around, or like, oh man, you fucked that up, like what an idiot, like you're just like talking trash to your dude, but then
Yeah.
behind his back, somebody says something, and you're like, hey man, like, and they're legit about it, like, nah, dude, that's my buddy, like, don't fucking say that. It's like they're like men are
Yeah.
willing to stick up for each other, and again, there's a very important part in 12 Rules of Life, Antidote to Chaos, where he talks about that, where between men, the underlining threat of physical violence keeps you from being a piece of shit to one another. Like you're not gonna just talk trash to a dude because he'll beat the fuck out of you, or you'll get into a physical altercation. Like you have the underlining threat of getting your
Yeah.
ass beat if you just say crazy shit, right? And again, maybe that
Yeah.
is a little bit there with women as well. But he goes into more depth where it's like women know, especially when they're talking about men, that everybody's taught
Yeah.
never hit a woman. So if you could say
Yeah.
whatever you want with zero threat of getting any physical repercussion. And I'm not saying beat women. Do not do that. What I'm saying is, but if like, oh, I can say whatever I want and I'm physically gonna be okay.
Hmm.
Why? That's why you have fucking women saying crazy shit. Like immediately, if
Yeah.
they try to, and in the book he talks about it a little more in depth from like an actual psychologist who's done neuro studies and things like that. But he talks about that and he goes, yeah, with women, they have character assassination and slander as their like they basically what he's meaning is they use their words to get back, like, oh, I can't beat this person
Yeah.
up because I'm not as strong as them, so I'm gonna just destroy their character and just talk
Yeah.
shit about them. So why do you think like people will get in relationships and then immediately, like, oh man, that dude gay, he got a small dick anyway, blah 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 blah. Like they immediately want to like tear down his fucking character, tear him down
Yeah,
in front of other men, in front of other women, embarrass him because that's how they win. You know,
yeah,
so understand that if that's the case and you're in a relationship advice here, and I know because Tatiana used to do this. Whenever we would get into an argument, she would try to like low blow, like cut you down, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like I would literally stop the argument, like, "No,
yeah,
we're not talking about that. Like you're just trying to like hurt me. You're not trying to actually solve the issue. Quit being stupid."
yeah,
And like
yeah,
we argue completely different, and to the point where we barely have arguments because it's like this is how I feel, this is how you feel. Say your point of view. Try to help me understand what you're thinking or how you're feeling about it. Don't just try to character assassinate me or cut me down because you're mad. Like be a grown
yeah.
up. So yeah, I'm sorry.
That's how you
I'm
gotta do it. Gotta put
venting
that
a
foot
little bit
down.
because
Like, look, this how you
she
gotta do
fucking
it.
yeah.
Like
I'm like, dude, like
silence.
you're making fun of my
How you put that
age.
hand?
Yeah.
Silence.
Dude, you said silence. I even stepped back like no,
You
like
like,
but I've literally had that conversation because she's older than me. We've been in an argument. She's like, "Yeah, it's because like your maturity level, you're younger than me." Blah 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 blah. Like she's trying to cut down my age. I'm like, you need to just cut
yeah,
that shit out because I'll never be older than you.
yeah.
That'll never
My
change. I'll
girlfriend's older than
never
me
be
too,
older
so I
than you.
understand.
So can we get past that shit? Literally. I mean, that's what I have
That
to
is
do.
crazy. Yeah. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
on the
do it
final note, real
respectfully.
quick, guys, because I know, like you said, it's an hour, something minutes. They say, and I'm pretty sure you heard this: tell a man a lie, you'll hurt him. Tell a woman the truth, you will hurt her.
Damn, I have not heard that. Do you know who said it?
But it's true if you think about it. Nah, I know Kevin. I don't know if Kevin said that or, but if you think about, I've seen a comment like that too on different videos, and it's the truth. You tell a man a lie, you'll be like, dang man, I'm getting lied to. But every time you usually tell a woman the truth, then she'll end up being mad at you for telling her the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they'll do like, oh, does this shirt make me look fat, or uh, do you think that girl looks prettier than me, or if you do something like that, this stupid stuff that they should never be asking, and you tell them, they'll get mad.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could hear it, but yeah, I understand that where it's like if you lie to a man, it's like you're busting his trust up, but then it's like if you
Yeah,
tell a woman the truth, it's like you're hurting her feelings.
yeah. It's a crazy world we live in,
Yeah.
man.
And disclaimer on all statements we're making. We are not speaking in absolutes. This does not pertain to every single woman on the planet. This does not pertain to every single man on the planet. Again, it goes back to if I'm saying something and you are taking offense to it, how about look inward because it's an insecurity that you have.
Yeah,
There was a TikTok video that I saw where a dude was like, "Why is it that a woman or women do this da 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 da," right? And then somebody
yeah,
stitched the video and was like, "I don't even do that. Like, not all women do that. Are you fucking a piece of shit, dude? Whatever." It's like
yeah,
if he wasn't like, that's like if I was standing in a group of people and I look at him and I'm like, "Hey, ugly ass motherfucker, turn around," and you turn around, it's like you'd probably think you're
yeah.
ugly. It's like you are telling yourself that you're ugly. Because if I wasn't talking to you, only raise your hand if I'm talking to you. And if you turn
He's
around when I say
probably
that,
embarrassed about the hit of yours
that's
face.
you. You're probably embarrassed about Henner's gift. But it's like, dude, if
Yeah,
I say something like that and you turn around, then you think I'm talking to you. You're the one that thinks
yeah,
you're ugly to respond to the ugly ass motherfucker comment. It's an insecurity you have. So do not be a piece of shit. Be respectful in the comments. If you're going to get into some kind of disagreement or discourse in the comments of this YouTube video or in the free feed on these audio version or in the Patreon, if you're being disrespectful, you will be banned. If you are not being disrespectful and you're having an intelligent conversation and being respectful about it, then we're open for conversation. But please, mention the show, patreon.com/pandamedia.
Well,
YouTube.com
like I
slash.
said, they have something bad to say. That means they're scared of the truth. So go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, youtube.com slash James Black Panda. I believe it's youtube.com slash users slash Young Moltec. Or just type in Young Moltec on YouTube, should take you to him. He's also in my channel. So if you go to James Black Panda, you can go to the channels, and his is one of the ones that are highlighted. Um, Anything else, Jarrell? Closing statement.
Um, like I said, I love women. I love y'all. I appreciate everything. I love this podcast. Shout out to Panda.
You.
And I'm glad we had this conversation, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it does give me like a cool insight on the way you feel about things, and then also as the show grows and people start messaging more and more and more, we'll get a broader gauge of what our audience is about and what they're looking for, things like that. But the main thing is, I do want to build a community around trusting each other, being respectful to one another, and being able to have open conversation. I'm totally willing to have an open conversation, but you got to be respectful. So as long as you guys are respectful, we're open for the conversation. And hopefully, the community, and everybody that follows us is adult enough and mature enough to be able to have those conversations without being personally offended by everything. If we say anything that you feel is disrespectful or anything like that, trust me, it's not that I'm saying something disrespectful. It's that you're dealing with something yourself, and maybe we could talk about it and help you through it. PandaCast episode 4
Yes.
out.
Motel. Like